with Dyte. So we'll actually do it where I'll use our sample UI kits and auth token to literally create a live streaming application in under 2 minutes, and you all can keep time on it. Alright? Awesome. Okay. I see one of my conference folks here. Awesome. Hi folks, I am Ritvi. I have made a switch very recently, as recent as 3 weeks ago, into the world of software development. So I am a maker, that's how I like to be identified as. I keep playing around with a lot of things, and I am otherwise known as a coach at Major League Hacking, which is basically a hackathon foundation. So we are live. I've been doing online events forever, like 2 years back to back every other weekend. So I'm so happy to see you know, like you're all like real humans in front of me. So I'm going to do a quick exercise. This is what I do online. Now I don't know how well it will work in person, but let's figure, right? So what I do online is I do something called an intuition exercise, right? So the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the thing we're going to be talking about, you're just supposed to scream it out loud, okay? So usually I have a chat where I keep a tab on it, so I might miss you all. So just scream, okay? So I'm going to say live streaming and HLS. You all do not need to be correct. You all do not have to be anywhere remotely near the topic or tech, right? So the first thing that comes to your head when you hear the word live streaming or HLS? Latency, awesome. Quality, awesome. Very tech folks here. I'm sorry? I can't hear you. Buffering, alright, awesome. Buffering. Bitrate, awesome. You are being too technical. Really live streaming, and that's the first thing that comes to your head? Gaming. What's gaming? Gaming. Oh my god, you all are staying together and I can barely understand it. Awesome. Gaming. Great. See, that's the kind of answer I'm looking for. Really, bitrate is the first thing that comes to your head when you hear live streaming? I'm sorry? Comedy shows, awesome. The first thing that comes to my head is Omegle when I hear live streaming. Yes? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, HLS. 3 Latin letters, you all have no clue what it means. What is the first thing that comes to your head? HLS. Nothing? There's not some of which that must be coming to your head, right, when I say the word HLS. Video form, alright, that's probably the second or the third thought once HLS crossed your mind. But awesome folks, you all did a great job. Now I don't do this just to waste time, I promise you all. Now that you all have thought through the term and the word, you all will understand everything I say much better and remember it much better. Alright folks, awesome, let's continue. So as you all can see, the slides are a recipe template from Google Slides. I love that template. Because there's nothing that incentivizes more to do anything than food. And I think looking at food also helps people remember stuff. Alright, so if you all look at any presentations I've done in the past year, this is my favorite template. Alright, awesome. Live streaming is not live streaming, it's actually HLS. Right? So this is your first intuition image that you need to remember. HLS is basically what goes behind most live streaming servers. I say most because people are always actively developing technologies and every protocol gets worked upon and optimized as we go. Alright? Awesome! So this is the agenda for today. Alright? So we're already done with knowing me. Ideally I would love to know some more about you, but we'll save that for the networking session. And this is what we're going to cover. I'm going to talk a little bit about video terminology. Now, from the answers I've gotten from you all, I'm pretty sure you all are very well acquainted with most of it. But well, a little revision never hurts, right? We'll then cover what's HLS. Again, I'm going to give you all a very superficial overview. It's a beautiful technology, beautiful protocol. I insist that you all go back and read more about it. But until then, you can take what I have to give, right? Then we'll do the Dyte SDK using, we'll do the first 2-minute challenge. And then I'll show you all how you all can make a React application from scratch and add the entire live streaming UI in like 6-7 minutes. Alright? And then of course you can grill me with any questions that you all have. Again, I'm pretty new to it, so I might not be very helpful except giving you some links. Alright? Awesome. Right, so they were all the questions. questions. The agenda is all in forms of questions. We're going to just answer one question at a time. So, video. When you hear the word video, again, there are a lot of things that come to your head, right? As techies, these are some of the things that might come to your head, right? So let's start with resolution, right? So let's look into what's resolution. Anyone, what does resolution mean? Picture quality. Great. That's the first word that comes to your head, and that's great, right? Quality. So can you all give me like a yes or a no when I say a 60 megapixel camera on the phone will be the same as a DSLR 60 megapixel camera? No. Why? Give me like one word answer.
Pixel difference.
Pixel difference. Amazing. That's a good enough answer, right? So the number of pixels is basically the number of sensors that you have, and the size of the sensor also makes a lot of difference, right? Just keep this in mind because later when we're covering bitrate, it'll help us. Alright? Codec. Again, simple concept. I mean, it's a pretty complicated tech. Again, it's a beautiful tech, but simply put, how are we converting a video into digital form, sending it over digital form, and then converting it back into video form, right? That is the entire definition and concept behind codec. Next is the container. Alright, can anyone tell me what's the container concept behind?
I have a question. Can you go in detail of codec?
I can, but I don't want to because it's not the point of the conference today. And let's save questions for last, alright? Awesome. Okay, so anyone can tell me what container might mean over here in the, context of video.
A configured environment.
Great answer, right? A configured environment. I can't tell where the voice is coming from, so I'm not able to look at you, right? Just bear with me again, alright? So container is basically your format. So how is .mp4 different from .avi, different from any other video formats really, is the container. So a container is basically how things are put in that format. The video, the subtitles, the files that we're downloading, the entire codec that we're having, right? So a container is basically what defines your format, okay? And then there's bitrate. So bitrate, the formula is not complicated, but it's basically a combination of everything that we went through, and it defines the buffering speed, and it defines the quality that you will get eventually on your video. Alright? So these are basic concepts. Again, I have not dived very deep into any of them, but that's okay. You need to know, we're giving a very superficial introduction into the video tech, right? This is good. Alright, HLS origin story and how. Right? So I've been saying HLS, I have not bothered even telling you all the full form of HLS, so let's start with that, right? So HLS is basically HTTPS live streaming. That's how simple it is. Right? We're literally sending video bits over HTTP. It's that simple. But why and how did it come around? Let's look into that, right? So Apple being Apple, in 2008 wanted to send video over the internet. Now there was technology which was still used and went out of, fashion recently called Adobe Flash. And they obviously did not want to depend on any other company. So they created their own tech called HLS. So HLS is still very actively maintained by Apple as in the documentation, and all the standards are still set by Apple. But like any other protocol, again my examples are going to be a little embedded systems based. So my favorite example to give is MQTT. It's another optimized protocol which every company when they take it up and they're building at scale, they optimize it to be their own and then they give it their new name. Alright, so HLS is the basic technology today that goes behind most of the live stream, right? So if you hear the word Dash, which is another live streaming tech, it's basically HLS optimized and made to work in a certain parameter better. Alright? Awesome. So how does HLS work? Well, HLS, as you can tell, we're obviously streaming over HTTPS, right? So what we're doing here basically is we're sending something called a manifest file. Alright, so what the manifest file does is along with the entire codec, which is the video content, it tells the browser and the server that hey, this is the video content. These are the frame rates, these are the frames that I have, these are the resolutions that I have. The reason I say resolutions is because if you see YouTube, every time you open YouTube there's a buffer line, right? So what HLS essentially does is it takes your video, right, and it makes it into 10-second packets. The red one is the content that you watched, and the non-colored one is the one that's not been downloaded, right? So if you remember, if you observe, right, when you open YouTube and you start a video, initially the quality is very baby, right? It's still figuring out what quality it wants to take, especially if you have it on auto, correct? If you do not have it on auto and you select a certain quality, it's going to buffer and wait for the content to load, right? So what the manifest file does and why HLS is so famous in live streaming especially is because it does the job of figuring out the best optimized rates for you, which includes the resolution, the bit rate, and hence the quality, right? So the something which HLS gives you over other technologies of streaming is adaptive bit rate, right? That is the main concept and concern behind HLS. Alright, so what's adaptive bit rate? Basically what we studied till now, right? So every time your 10-second video gets loaded, it's checking, okay, this is my download speed, this is the content, these are the number of frames I have, what should be my bit rate so that I can cover it in time. Now, if you've not specified the resolution, it's going to give you the fastest bit rate, and of course compromise on the quality, which is why if you have low internet, your video might buffer well, but the quality is going to be bad. Make sense, everyone? All on the same page? Awesome! Okay, so why HLS though? There are so many other ways for us to stream content. Why HTTP? Have you all heard of WebRTC? Yeah? In what context? So we video call, right? Video calling rarely uses HLS. So why are we using HTTP when we're doing live streaming? I'll answer, I promise you I'll answer. I'm just trying to help you all get to the point where I'm going to be taking you all. Just food for thought, right? Take 5 seconds. Why bother with HTTP when we have WebRTC, when we have normal calling techniques? What is different about live streaming? That we're actually trying to depend on a more common protocol and being able to adapt to different internet speeds, different bit rates. Why not just tell the person that, hey, if you want to watch my video, have this much internet. What's different about live streaming that makes it so much harder to work with? Not harder, but you have to be more creative to work with it. Come on folks, this is an easy one. Don't raise your hand, just speak.
There's no preloaded content. Like everything
Awesome.
is real time.
That's a great answer. There's no preloaded content. But that's the same for phone calls too, right? You're in the right direction of thought. But phone calls are not pre-recorded either.
There's a larger audience.
Amazing answer, right? It's a larger audience. And YouTube is using HLS. Why is it using HLS? Same reason. But even though the content is pre-recorded, it doesn't know who's joining, from where, how fast they want to watch the content, what part of the content they want to watch, right? So if you want to watch a specific part, you want the video to load quickly and get to that point, right? So that's pretty much it really. And yeah, so it basically optimizes a lot, and that's the basic of HLS. I'm going to stop here for 5 seconds and see if you all have any questions of this. I did tell you we're going to give a very superficial overview of HLS. It's again really nice technology. If you all sit down to learn about it, you will learn about something called the manifest file, how the manifest file becomes a rendition file, and then how the bit rates are decided. You'll learn about CDN. So CDN is basically how the video reaches to you, which is basically, a really nice analogy that I read about it was a single queuing system. Do you all know what's a single queuing system? So if you go to a supermarket, you will have 10 counters and 10 different lines, right? So imagine if video was given like that. You just have to, you don't know where to connect. A single queuing system, however, is something, I don't know if I can give you a good example in India, but basically if you have 10 counters, you have one single line. So whichever counters get free, you go to that counter. Right? So that's a single queuing system. So CDN is similar to a single queuing system, where whatever is free, whichever is the best way, you get to it first, right? So again, that's the concept of HLS and how HLS gets routed, right? So tons of more things into it, maybe we can cover it in the next session. But any questions over the basic concept behind HLS? Yes?
So what do you mean like apps like Geo?
Apps like?
Geo.
can't comment on the exact application, but for the most part, if it's live streaming, there's a high chance of using HLS. Or something called Dash these days, which is basically an optimized form of HLS in a specific area. Right? So for example, right, I'll give you a very good example. Even we're using HLS, I work with Dyte, right? Our entire SDK is for video calling and live streaming. So HLS is of course used in live streaming. But now that we've tested it and we recently launched it, we're working on the protocol, we're working to optimize it further. So there's a chance you at some point might edit the entire way we're receiving content and give it a new name. But the basic concept behind how we're taking the content, how we're sending the content is the same. Make sense? Awesome. Any other guess?
So, see, video is recorded in a high quality, right?
Correct.
But while delivering it, it can be high quality, but it can also be in the low quality.
Correct.
So, how the conversion of the quality is done? Because it's a real time, right?
Amazing question, right? So we have frames, right? Lower quality means you get lesser pixel and lesser frames. So what the entire manifest file is doing is it's first dividing your video into 10 seconds. So you have sets of frames, and then based on the bit rate, it's going to give you the bits. And on the bits, you will receive lesser number of pixels because your time is not going to change, right? Per second is going to remain per second. But the number of frames, number of pixels you're receiving per second is going to vary as per the amount of bits you're sending per second, which will depend on the internet. Make sense?
So, yeah, one following question. So, see, like as you said, that manifest file is going to decide on what quality it needs to get from the
Manifest file won't decide, manifest file will tell.
the information.
Right, that you can, this is what I have, at this rate, this is what I can send you.
Correct. But for that, you will need one common server. So, basically, right, because the person who is sharing, he will send that data to this server, and the person who is getting, it won't be a direct connection between the host and the joining, right? So, it will be an indirect connection because we will have to need some server that is going to decide what quality a person needs.
So that's a very good question, and I think that's my mistake. So when you download any video, right, the first thing that comes with the video is the manifest file, right? The manifest file is the first thing that gets, it's part of the video, the manifest file. So that HLS protocol that you're sending, right, any protocol has packets that you send, right? First is, hey, this is the level of encryption this file has. This is the protocol version I'm sending, right? It's an entire packet that you send over a protocol. That's called a protocol, right? It's the rules of data that you're sending. So this protocol itself, the first thing that gets sent in the packet is the manifest file or the playlist file. Make sense?
Yeah, but don't you think there will be a lag because a person is sending like let's say a 60 bits rate at 60 bit rate, but person needs to download at 30 bit rate. Right?
So the first thing that came to your video when the video is loading is the manifest file, and it decided that okay, these are my ranges, and now adaptive bitrate comes into play where it's constantly, because if you remember, if you see, right, if your internet gets better, the quality increases. If it again goes lower, it again decreases. It's not something that's being pre-decided. It's happening every 10-second frame. Make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions? Yes.
So what are we using in channels? Like dashboards,
Yeah.
streaming together.
Right.
So same thing or like a using cable.
Oh yes, of course. So basically all your CD and your internet is physical cables buried around the world, right? That is where CDN comes into play. CDN is specifically trying to optimize this. CDN helps you get around, let's say there's a particular region where there's, due to weather the internet's not available, the route is congested, CDN will help you route it, the whole single queue system. One counter is blocked, that's okay. It's going to route it through the whatever is available. Make sense? So it is cables. But from where, I'm sorry, I think what you're asking me whether the satellite is sending data or not, correct? From the stars person, let's say there's a sports ground, there's a match happening. You're asking me whether it's sent over internet.
Channels mostly satellite.
No. So, I'm sorry?
For streaming and sharing data.
No. So it's basically sent over the cloud, right? Finally, the data stream is being sent over HTTPS, like live content, which is the internet. Now that could be happening anyway. There's an Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi, but basically it's the internet that's being used. Right? Make sense? Anyone else? Okay, so after this, it's going to be more Dyte focused. So I will avoid taking HLS questions, but if you have any, of course, there's a networking session after. Sounds good? Awesome, folks. Let's do the challenge now. Right? But before we do, let me quickly take you through the architecture that Dyte follows for live streaming. how it works, right? That's your app, and that's the Dyte SDK, which is usually installed in the front end, right? Because that's where your UI is happening, where the video is coming, right? So you want instant connection. The back end controls the encryption and what and how the server is being connected to the Dyte server. Make sense? Alright? So your backend gets connected to the Dyte server. The only thing that we're receiving from the Dyte server is the auth token to route the messages rather easily through it. Right? And then once the auth token is sent to your application, then the Dyte SDK directly connects you to the server, right? Without any backend required basically. So basically you can take your front end code and directly get your video call set up if you hard code the auth token. Make sense? And this is exactly what I'll be doing today. Right? We won't set up a backend at all. Alright? You just quickly set up a simple create React app and add the auth token and establish connection to the Dyte server. Make sense? Alright, awesome course. So let me get started with the live demo. Sorry, bad joke. Alright, I'm going to keep the mic away because I will be coding. Am I kind of audible? Yes. Awesome. Give me 1 second to pull up my files.
Keep your mic on.
So this was supposed to be a Google Meet competitor, so we do have a recording options which can also be triggered through code. Alright, then we have webhooks. So basically you can use the entire video calling SDK, the entire video calling ability into your application, platform independent, which is basically, does not matter what kind of code you're using. If you have webhooks or you can use HTTP, you can connect to the Dyte server and get whatever you want going. So of course we're doing live streaming today, but we of course have video calling, breakout rooms, and of course the rest is up to your curiosity to find out, right? Then we have something called presets. So we're doing so much, right? We're doing video calling, we're doing live streaming. How do you set up the entire UI? How do you set up the controls? This is also very simply done. You can basically create a new preset, and you see what will happen when I do create new preset. It's going to take me to a UI builder, right? So I'm going to skip the tool for now, and you can see all that I can do. So I can literally, you can say what the host can do, what the participant will do, and you can set the preset. And I'm going to go back. I'm not going to make a new preset for the time being because I already have a set. So if you notice, we can also set the colors. So if you do not want to work on your UI at all, you can just go to the presets, set your colors, set your UI preferences, and you're basically done for the most part. Alright, so these are my presets, and these are all default presets. I haven't created any of these presets. Alright, so you all can see we have group call, we have webinar, we have live stream, right? So I'm going to take the live stream host, and you don't have to do anything after creating the preset from now. Okay, so this is where our challenge starts. You all are ready to time me? Yeah? Awesome. So I'm going to keep the mic down properly, and you all can keep a timer. Awesome. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to my documentation. Right? I'm going to do that. Right. So I'm going to go there. Alright? Is anyone starting the timer? Just keeping a timer on. Alright, Leon's keeping a timer on me. Alright? Awesome. So let's start. Right? So what I'm first going to do is get started. Awesome. So the timer started. I'm going to do it very quickly, right? So I first have my API reference. These are the API links available for me to add tokens or generate all the tokens. Remember, I need all the tokens to get connected to any of the streams, right? So I have already done most of the job, but you all can see me do it here. I'm going to go to my dashboard, develop portal, go into the API keys. This is where I have all my IDs. So I'm going to take my organization ID, go to the reference, and put as my username. And then my password is also my API key. I'm going to take my API key and put it here. Alright, now I can control the body right here. So I'm going to add my Meetup, which I already have done, but the time takes the same. Okay. So I'm going to next send the API request. It has created the meeting and it's given me a success. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the meeting ID from here. Right, so let me go with that. And I'm going to go to my API reference for creating a participant ID. Alright, so I'm going here, I've again added my username, that is the organization ID and the API key, and I'm going here and pasting my meeting ID, which is also the same. Alright, now over here I can change. Is it visible? You are not visible maybe?
Right one, right.
I'm not sure if I can.
Then the moon icon up. Zoom out. Yeah, on the right.
Awesome. There. Right? Is it clear? Better?
Much better.
Awesome. Right? So meeting ID, what I generated at this API, I brought it here, pasted the meeting ID over here. I can again change the bodies. I can create a meetup member. I can have any picture I want for the default picture ID when people are joining. And then I've added a custom participant ID called React Meetup, and I've added a send API request. Over here, I have a token that's been generated. Alright, now I'm going to go into my VS Code. Yep. So this is the samples app that I've downloaded, basically a Git clone. In that, I'm going to go into. So I'm already in the path. So this is the original demo. I'm going to go CD samples, CD face time. So there are multiple samples available. There's Clubhouse, there's FaceTime, there's simple group call. I'm going into FaceTime, and then I'm going into npm done there. Alright, once this is done, I have a local host token right here, which I'm going to click on and copy. Copy and paste it here. Now I'm going to do when I go to my GitHub, this is the demo for samples. I'm going to do a quick copy of this URL, which is basically adding an object. So if I go to over here and do a token. And then I'm going to paste the auth token that I've generated here. Alright. Right. And I so I've done a better job and just pasted the entire token. And paste. So this is the same auth token that I just generated. And I just joined the meeting as a live stream. How much time did I take? 3 minutes? Not bad.
35.
Right? So, yeah, this is right? So these are how simple this is. Right? Now, how much time do I have? 5 minutes? Right. So I'm going to show you all how we can do it in 5 minutes. Alright? Basically from scratch.
What is that?